This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Luca Birch, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
There's a thin line between heroism and madness.
Here, the line fades to nothing at all.
This is a world of Capes and Lunatics.
And nothing is off limits.
Ho, 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 and welcome to the special Christmas edition of the Capes and Lunatics podcast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, the stash from New Jersey. That's Jolly Man himself. It is
Charlie, the Professor Esser, and as a wise man, I bring a gift of Frankenberry.
Nice.
And the Grinch from Florida, the Queen of the Armadillos. It is.
With my heart 3 times too small, it's full of hellfire. Don't you forget. And why is this blue, Philip? Fix it and make it red and green.
Sorry, I will. All right, and my Christmas list is complete because look who's here, Tyler Patrick.
With my Santa hat and shirt.
Yay!
Hit him right in the face with that sack.
There we go.
Oh.
Yep.
There we go.
One of the backgrounds all funky. All right. Anyway, So it's Christmas time.
Deadpool in the back.
Ho ho ho.
It's the only red one he had.
Either that or Superman. Anyway, so it's Christmas time, Lilith's on vacation, but we pre-recorded a little something for you, a little special, where we discuss our favorite holiday issues. So,
And by issues, you mean comic books, not the issues that we have.
Our issues with the holiday.
Yeah, no psychological.
Festivus for the rest of us, I tell you.
Drink.
Now the airing of the grievances.
Let me tell you what problems I had with you people this year.
No grievances at all with any of the issues that I picked.
Yay!
Oh, not. It's everyone's favorite, supposedly. All right, I guess we'll do like rounds. Everyone will do one, and then everyone will do their second one. So, who wants to start us off?
Charlie's itching. He's chomping at the bit.
I will open with the great She-Hulk by John Byrne, issue number 8, where the world's greatest detective assists her. And of course, who is the world's greatest detective, my friends? None other than, oh, come on.
Batman.
No. Nicholas St. Christopher. Let's see. Can you guys see any of that? Nope. It's going to be too, but there we go. Nicholas St. Christopher. Yes. It's, I like it. It's fun because this is just after she's getting back. Oh, see, the world's greatest detective. This is just after she's getting back from outer space, where she actually did. I believe she hung out with a guy by the name of Warthog and US 1 Ulysses S something. And then she realizes that her car is going too fast. She's going to crash into the planet. But then, of course, fortunately, it has air brakes. Bum, bum. Yes. She does the little cross panel trick to get from her office to her apartment, or actually her apartment to her office, where the blonde phantom is now her secretary. Because if those who don't recall, at this point in history, the blonde phantom had de-aged and was back hanging out with her. She is prosecuting because she just got a job with the prosecutor's office. And she's got this mean Australian guy has to get him convicted, and then she gets a tip. She gets help. Those Australians, man, let me tell you. She's apparently having dreams about Hercules.
As you do. Have you seen that loincloth? Hubba, hubba.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah. It's Hercules in like a Namor Speedo, so you know.
Imperious Rex would never.
Yes. But anyway, she meets up with it's so hard to see these. But she meets up with Nicholas St. Christopher, the world's greatest detective, who just knows
whether you've been naughty or nice.
Exactly, and they sneak down the chimney of an apartment that they now have to, where evidence can be found, which they then have to link to the bad guy. And of course, She-Hulk gets, says we have to do this legally. We can't just go into an apartment. Otherwise, all of this stuff is inadmissible. And they find out that the apartment was rented in his girlfriend's name, who has already gone back to Australia, mate, because she dumped him and he was supposed to finish out the lease, but he didn't pay the rent. So it's all sorts of problems. Put
the shrimp on the Barbie. She wanted.
So she's coming back to testify. And that's how they convict the guy. But then Nicholas St. Christopher tries to put the moves on She-Hulk, and then his wife shows up. Ooh. When she is not having any of this, and she does not like this big green hussy.
Wait. It's a Seinfeld reference itching to happen. Is he married or is he poor? He's both.
Yes. He's married and he's a superhero. So yeah, it's a really fun book. If you want a Christmas issue that doesn't take place at Christmas, but has the world's greatest detective in it, feel free to pick up She-Hulk number 8, also available on your Marvel Unlimited app.
What year was that from? Do you know?
Oh,
I was gonna say, what is that? Late 80s or early 90s?
Yeah, this has got to be. I don't know. I believe it came out in 1988. So.
Well, I was gonna say, if I keep the list, Lil, should I put links in the show notes to either Marvel Unlimited or DC Universe?
Yeah. So, Sensational She-Hulk. This run premiered in 1989. This was the 8th issue, so I'm guessing 1989, 1990.
Okay. Just want to make sure, because every book's been rebooted a billion times, so we just want to make sure everybody's reading the right one.
Well, that was right. That was the John Byrne ones, right?
Yeah.
So,
that was the John Byrne ones. Although, interestingly enough, looking at some of the ones around it, apparently Steve Gerber started writing a few of them. So
John Byrne was busy. He's like, I can't get this out on time.
Yeah, I really got to go back because I got to find out if she ever opens up the gift that Nicholas St. Christopher gives her. Because I thought that was going to be a reference in the next book, because there is a box in that, but I thought it was going to be that. But anyway,
package.
So got to catch up on these. And look at this. Just prior to this, she fought a guy we all remember from the recent Immortal Hulk run. The White Hulk character.
Oh, yeah, that.
Yeah. I forget his name.
To a TV screen near you, probably.
Yes, so.
Timu or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, I got to go back, read that one, and then read some more of these, because, man, I forgot how much I love John Byrne's She-Hulk.
Burn. All right, so.
Let Tyler go next while the kids are quiet.
And it'll mix it up. It'll be a DC. All right, come on.
You're on mute, man.
Plot twist. It's not.
Yeah, I got you on mute just because I'm keeping the ear out for the thump upstairs.
Well, I know you've grown in your beard for the holidays.
Yeah, it's the winter. It's the winter beard. Just going to keep growing.
It's the Ohio winter to keep the wind chill at bay.
Oh, if you guys only knew where I live is like a plane, so wind is horrible. There's nothing that blocks it. So, my inflatable that's outside is strapped to the house because we had one get away, and I found it along the fence line where just the wind had. But picking 3 stories was difficult. I read through. I didn't want to go with some of the obvious. Oh yeah, Batman, Noel, yeah, So I sat down the other night and I went through. I have a bunch of the holiday specials, and I have some different digital issues, and I kind of just marked them as I went, and then I'm sitting here flipping through, all right, which 3 do I really want to talk about? So the first one I chose actually, and it's from there's my daughter. This collection, one of the Walmart collections, the superhero holiday specials. It is actually a more Supergirl story. It is called All I Want for Christmas. It was written by Joe Kelly.
Oh,
With the art by Ali Garza. And let's see if there's any more detailed reference in the back, like some of them do. So let's see. Yeah, it doesn't give like original publication or anything like that. But the premise is Kara or Kara, this is comics. We don't know how they're saying it. It seemed like this story falls shortly after she was reintroduced in the comics in the Public Enemies run. Because her and Clark are talking, and he has a mailbag of letters to Superman. And she decides, Clark's trying to get her to figure out what Christmas is all about. And she decides that she's going to help out. That's kind of her gift to him, is trying to help out with the letters. And she meets a little girl who's talking about her dad being in the military and wants him to come home. So Kara goes and sees a little girl and, talks to her and tries to talk to the mom. And the mom's really cold and about leaving them alone. And then I thought this was cool because we have a nice scene of Kara actually hanging out with Alfred.
oh.
She's using the back computer. And she finds out no details about his military record and basically finds that the dad is just basically a drunk about 2 towns over who wants nothing to do with his daughter. He hates his ex. He basically says, she wouldn't be here if his ex hadn't purposely missed her pill. And, she shouldn't do anything about it. And, the girl's better. And then we have Kara goes back and she sees the little girl sleeping. And then this is where I like it. She comes back, and it's kind of hard to see, I know. She grabs the father, takes him up into the air, and basically says, he says, hold on. You want her to basically say her dad is dead. You should save your breath. We're at 29,000 feet. You don't want to pass out. About the tell her I'm dead, I think it's a great idea. There's just one problem. I'm not allowed to lie. It's an S thing. Okay, so I'm glad you understand. And she just lets him go. And she basically lets him fall until he gets almost to the ground and then catches him. And then he has a break. And the last page is like him realizing, and Kara's kind of talking with Clark about how her evening went and how she experienced Christmas. And then the bottom panel is the dad showing up to see the little girl.
Aw.
So sappy, but cool. Just how
all it took was Kara threatening his life to make him be a good dad.
I mean, you don't have to be a good dad, just acknowledging his daughter's existence.
Just show up. Half of it's just showing up.
So what was the name of that story?
All I Want for Christmas. It's called Supergirl and All I Want for Christmas, written by Joe Kelly.
All right.
There we go.
Joe Kelly.
I know that guy.
I know.
So I find with a lot of these Christmas stuff, I really appreciate a lot of the, shorter stories. Just a couple of pages. I think they work a little bit better. Not a fan of when they're like a 1 page. Those are kind of weird. I did read a couple others that I felt were a little longer. Like there's one I might mention, an honorable mention later, but that's my first choice.
All right, Lilith Hellfire.
Okay, me being the Grinch of the group, even though this was my idea, I am going to actually start with Krampus from Image Comics from 2014. It was written by, I want to say, Brian Jones, and then the art was by Dean Kotz. And it's 5 issues, the total series, but the first one gets you because listen, the Easter Bunny and Doc Holliday and La Katrina walk into like a bar. So it's like all the holiday people are like at that like bar for like villains, basically is the idea. And there's a secret society of Santa Clauses. and they all get kidnapped and their powers get stolen, so they have to release the Krampus. And it's just mwah, chef's kiss. It's hilarious. So I like Krampus. It kind of puts you, if you're an American Dad fan, the Krampus episode is very much in this vein.
I just watched that movie.
No, not the movie.
The movie's great.
That one was a little too heebie-jeebies. That movie is filled with heebie-jeebies. Not the kind of Christmas spirit I'm looking for, but it is an okay movie. But yeah, so I just thought it would be something different on the list. I knew nobody else would have it, so just wanted to throw it out there and mention it.
All right.
Very nice.
All right, everyone ready for my first pick?
Yeah.
I wonder what it could be.
What? What do you mean? What do you think it is?
Let's see if Phil's basic or not. What you got, buddy?
Oh, I'm basic. I wish you were on camera so I could watch your eyeballs roll out of your head. Green Lantern 36.
Yay! He has
How
Christmas
did I know
colors.
he was torturing me for the holidays?
From February 1993. Hal Jordan, and Carol Ferris, who are just friends right now, are going to his
He's
family.
in the friend zone.
Oh, kind of. But yeah, he takes her
Friends
home.
with benefits.
Oh,
Yeah, she got money.
That's a good benefit, let me tell you.
and of course, the villain's going to be Dr. Light because the title is The Ghost of Christmas Light.
Mm.
Yeah, so they go home.
Cool.
They go home and hang out with Hal Jordan's brothers and sister-in-laws and the kids. And they keep saying they're just friends, but all Hal's family's like, oh, so when are you get married? When are you having kids? And I'm like all little hellfire about it. She's like, shut up. But then of course they're having a big party, and of course, who attacks? But Dr. Light, who I guess was discorporated in Suicide Squad 52.
Get it?
And of course they play on the old Silver Age joke about I guess Hal's sister-in-law thinks Hal's brother is Green Lantern, not Hal Jordan. So, but Dr. Light attacks through the Christmas lights.
Oh no!
Yeah. But unlike what Little Hellfire will tell you, it's like a fun little issue. Eventually, Hal defeats Dr. Light by sucking him into his power battery, which shunts him into the central power battery on Oa, where Dr. Light will never hurt anyone ever again until Green Lantern issue 80, when he pops out of Kal Rayner's battery and gives him trouble.
So, okay, I'm just going to say this right now.
Huh.
You have light-based powers.
Yes.
You have the emotional spectrum, which I don't know if that was a thing at this time or not, but at what point does it, we will trap the light supervillain in the light battery, because that won't possibly cause any problems. If he, I don't know, maybe suddenly uses his ability to manipulate light.
They're not the brightest bulbs in
Well,
the box, Charlie.
Well, in Hal's defense, I mean, it worked. He was contained in the central power battery, but then this was
until it didn't.
Well, after Emerald Twilight, when Hal destroys the Green Lantern Corps and destroys the central power battery. Yeah,
when Parallax does.
Parallax, yes.
It wasn't him. It's
convenient.
Oh, sorry, Will Allred. Yes, it was Parallax.
It's like the Dark Phoenix that wasn't Jean Grey.
Yes.
That was this whole other cosmic entity who manufactured her.
I was just along for the ride.
But no, anyway, yeah, Dr. Light was contained until Parallax destroyed the core and killed the Guardians. Yeah, blew up that central power battery.
Yeah.
Oh, and it ends with Carol proposing to Hal.
Ooh, hashtag feminism.
There we go. And does he accept?
They don't show.
He's a playboy, baby.
That's the
Can't tie him down.
That's the last panel. The cliffhanger. She asked him, but you don't get his answer to this issue. So,
who does she think she
but
is?
I assume that eventually
get out of here, Carol.
Right? I mean, it's not like I'm sorry, my heart belongs to Ollie. I mean,
or
maybe it does. I don't know. Maybe they went there. That's what I want to know.
Like that hair.
Okay. So my second book is the Gwenpool Holiday Special, which was supposed to be the Marvel Holiday Special, but Gwenpool's new to this universe and she's taking over. Omega level mutant that she is in current continuity. Oh, that's going to be a whole bag of hammers, I'm sure. Oh, by the way, big shout out to MODOK #1 that they do reference Gwenpool in that. I don't think
so. Gwenpool is just to be clear. Gwenpool is Charlie's Quasar. He will scour the galaxy, every nook and cranny, for just a sweet, sweet cameo.
She's the best character next to Boulder. Man, the Boulder Gwenpool team up, that is going to be so.
Somebody
epic.
make it happen for Charlie, even if it's a one shot. Just give him what he wants.
And this is the thing. Okay, so you see at the start of this issue, we have She-Hulk giving a little yellow package to her mystical paralegal, and I'm trying to remember her name here, Angie Hyung. And if you remember, at the end of last issue that we discussed, Nicholas St. Christopher gives her a little yellow package and tells her, just keep it in your pocket till you need it.
That was just a really nice package.
That's a good advice for everybody.
I was just hoping that was going to be it, but, although maybe it was, and maybe that's
Regifter!
The evil is still in the regifter.
And we have this is after we have established that Angie Hyung is in fact a superpowered mystical being, and she gives what is essentially a folder of holding to Jen, and whatever she wants, the thing she needs will always be right on top, and of course it pulls out champagne and glasses for the
little
pig.
Hellfire story.
Yeah, you'd love this. They'd love this story because it's all about a big party, at the loft that she was renting because you needed this. Insurance rates in the superhero community are pretty rough, but this business person came up with this idea of let's just rent to super beings, so that it kind of offsets our insurance rates because. Yes, we're going to have superheroes breaking in here, but everyone in here is superpowered in some way or another. So it's actually going to even out. So that's that, and that's the party. But we also get the big cliffhanger of the episode, which is that the owner of the building is going to sell the building because it's not making enough money. Bum bum bum. Meanwhile, we get to our Kamala Khan story, and her friend is saying, Kamala hates Christmas because, of course, she doesn't get to participate. Doesn't get to participate in it. They have Hanukkah jingles and they have Christmas carols, and just because there's not a winter holiday for Islam, it's like there's nothing that she gets to have. It's like every so often Ramadan falls in winter and they get to have Ramadan at that time, but it wasn't at that year. So they actually had Ramadan around Thanksgiving. And so she's just kind of annoyed. There's a big thing with her being Bruno's mystery Manta, as her friend Nikia calls it, which, of course, he says it's Secret Santa. It's like, I know, but you seem very mad. So I'm not calling it a Secret Santa. I'm calling it a Mystery Manta. And I want a holiday Manta to bring me gifts now. We should have Mystic Mantas. Anyway, a bunch of people dressed as Santa Claus and his elves try to rob a department store.
Bad Santa vibes.
Bad Santa vibes.
My thwipping lunch break, little Hellfire.
She shows up, she beats him up, and then Ms. Marvel gives her a Christmas gift, which are Hulk hands. Aww. And she never had time to get a gift for Bruno. Although Bruno did get her a gift, but this is the star-crossed lovers of Bruno and Kamala. He wants to give her a gift, but he goes off to the party, where She-Hulk then confronts the lawyers, and as you can see, it's 3 lawyers in a circle, so they're matching evil.
No, I can't say it.
Yes. Well, it's going to be revealed in a moment. Because then, actually, Angie Hung looks at the owner, realizes she has a mystical problem, but the problem will resolve itself so long as she can party tonight. Because now she goes. So
party like it's 1999.
Exactly. So
2020.
She-Hulk goes through her phone. She's got like 16 caps in there. Because it's got Cap Carol, Cap Monica, Cap Sam, Cap Steve. And of course she calls the woman who can party like it's 1999. It's Patsy.
Nice.
She really wants to be your friend.
Of course he was going to pick this one.
This is when they were playing into Patsy being kind of a train wreck, which I did not like. But because it was the problem that they had made Jessica Jones the Avengers mom.
Yeah.
And so they couldn't so when they were having all this thing, we need a train wreck. So we'll make Patsy the train wreck. And it's like, just make, which now they have gone back and they made Jessica Jones just a bad mom again.
Yeah, that was the problem with marrying her.
It's a profitable franchise. Leave it alone.
Yeah, she just became the Avengers mom after that marriage. Yeah.
But here they're making her use her powers of partying for good.
As you do. As you should.
And then we get the Hawkeye Deadpool team up that you've been waiting for. Okay. And basically they have to catch this guy who's been apparently picking pockets or something. It seems like a real low-stakes crime for them, but it's a Christmas episode and we get to have Hawkeye wear a Santa suit, which is half the fun, and Deadpool wear a Santa suit. And he's a purse snatcher of some sort, so they're staking out for a purse snatcher. They catch the guy, obviously. But he's like, oh, man, I got a wife and kids and stuff. We get little Kate Bishop. Oh, cool. We have the Kate Bishop in the subway. Kind of reminds me of that image we recently got of Kate and Hawkeye walking down
and pizza dog.
Making their way downtown.
So anyway, they don't take him in yet, but they let him go home so he can actually be a good dad to his daughter, which we also see is kind of like, much like the previous moment, is sort of like, he's not usually this, but they're, and, Deadpool gets the girl a lot of toys, and as you do, and they go to the daughter, and that's lovely. And then they are going to go to She-Hulk's party, but She-Hulk has a no Deadpool rule. As you should, because Deadpool causes problems. But then Kate
it's just, unadulterated mayhem.
Only
Some people just aren't into it.
Only one fourth wall breaker per party.
Exactly.
Yes, and gonna have 3. And then Hawkeye and Kate and Deadpool go to have dinner together because they didn't want to abandon Deadpool on Christmas. Okay, now we get the big reveal. The party's in full swing, so our evil lawyers have to actually reveal their true selves. And what are they? What are those that bring evil at Christmas? They're humbugs. And they're bringing everyone down. Even Howard and Aunt May can no longer dance. And then Patsy, with her super magic senses, says, hey, those lawyers turned into bugs. That's probably a problem. And they use their humbuggery to thwart Patsy, make her no longer want to party like this 1999, turn Jen back into She-Hulk back into Jen Walters. And then we get our Gwenpool story. Yay! She has to kill a snake guy. She does like 5 minutes of a sword exercise, realizes swords are hard. So she has to fight the guy. But she actually
push him off the page. It'll be fine.
Yeah, well, she can't do that yet. She didn't find the white space. She hasn't been able to do the Flex Mentallo move yet. But in this one, she stops Googling sword fighting and Googles how to make a bomb, so she blows the guy up. She gets the money for the thing, but realizes she's alone. Aww. So she goes to She-Hulk's party. In fact, I think she gets a text From Howard. Howard invites her to She-Hulk's party. So she does show up. She finds Kamala. Kamala is not cool with killing people, as you know. And she gains her self-confidence. She has Marvel Boy kick up the beats, and they do party till the very end and save the location. Yay! And then you can read all about all of these people's other adventures in their own books. So yeah,
Cash grab, happy cash grab,
Holiday.
Merry cash grab, people.
Yes, well, it was fun, and I'm sorry if I took a long time there, but anyway. But my favorite is the next one, so that we're going to go into depth on.
All right, Tyler, what do you got?
All right. So this next story is about a hero that is near and dear to me and Phil. It's the man in red. Who might that be?
Santa?
But out of this collection, The Flash. Now,
who is fast enough to visit every house in one night?
Run, Barry, run!
I picked this story because not only is it a good story, I liked it because it shows and helps reinforce characters and their motives. And it's a more recent story. It's from the Rebirth Holiday Special. This one is written by James Tynion IV. But basically, it is starts off with Barry and Iris visiting an orphanage. And he's talking about, that Santa, will he find the kid at the orphanage? And he's talking about how Santa will, but Santa has help when he's in Central City and everything. And then it kind of cuts to, it says Santa has very special helpers. And it shows the rogues robbing a bank on Christmas. And we see Captain Cold. We see
Make the plan.
Mirror Master and Firefly. And we see that they're battling and it causes a truck to crash. The truck is delivering toys to the orphanage and to charities for Christmas. And the driver says basically, can you imagine how bad Christmas morning is going to be? And Flash is like, yes, I can. And Captain Cold basically says, Flash, can you get these where they need to go? He says, yes. Having a bad holiday can mess up a kid for a pretty long time. I don't want that on my conscience. Here's the stuff. We didn't rob anything. Take care of the kids. And, Captain Cold just turns it over, what they stole, walks away, and it creates a truce between the Rogues and the Flash for Christmas.
Aww.
And just this one day.
Snart says, have a merry one, Flash. Trust me, I'll be making your life hell in a few weeks. And then we see the Flash running off, and he mentions every year since then, the Rogues and the Flash have had a truce over the holidays, so Santa's sleigh can get out of the sky at night. And you see the Flash show up at the orphanage and surprise the kid in the present with his gifts. So I liked it. I find a lot of the Flash holiday stories some of my favorites and fun. There's a great Wally West one that I read.
The Flashes are the most empathetic out of all the major heroes. Some say it might be Wonder Woman, some say it might be Superman, but Flash at the end of the day was a guy his whole life until he got his powers.
I agree.
Exactly.
The Wally West one was great. It had a great part. I showed Jania about, it was basically Linda just wanted Wally to actually listen to her because they had so much time, and he picked out a special surprise for her, and she's like, "This is what I want." He's like, "No, but it's for me." And I'll just let you think.
Classic Wally, to be honest.
So I've actually enjoyed a lot of the Flash Christmas stories that I found. So
very heartwarming. Now for another Grinch pick, Little Hellfire.
Hey! Okay. I just want to ask this question because I can do another one. Did anybody do Christmas with the Superheroes #1 from 1988?
No.
Okay, perfect. So that'll be my next pick then, and it's the one that has the cover of like Green Arrow and Black Canary, Superman and Batman, Robin and Wonder Girl on the cover. It's got E. Nelson Bridewell, Mike Frederich, Bob Haney, Paul Levowitz, and Denny O'Neil. And then we also have Neil Adams on some artwork and Frank Miller. And that's actually the story that I want to talk about that's in here. It's the first Christmas with the Superheroes. And it's pretty cool. All the stories are pretty cool. But Wanted Santa Claus, Dead or Alive, with Frank Miller, taking a swing at Batman. They're hunting down the thief that's dressed as Santa. And then we see the Teen Titans. Also, the Teen Titans are in there with Swinging Christmas Carol. That's absolutely freaking hilarious because they're reenacting, the Christmas Carol story. So those are my two favorite stories out of the whole one. But the artwork is so great. It's so campy, so cheesy.
Who is the Scrooge character in the Christmas Carol story? Is it Robin?
How did you know? Because they gotta poke fun at him,
Because I'm telling you, man, Teen Titans Go is not nearly as weird as people think it is. It is the truth of who these characters really are at their core. That's all I'm saying.
No, they like to poke fun. They do.
Yeah.
They give them the what fors, but it's cute and the artwork's great, and it's just like a big romp. It kind of reminded me of the Wedding Album, where it's like so many writers, but these are like different stories, not just one continuous story. It's the only difference. Everybody had fun.
So
good issue to have in your collection.
1988, you said, right?
Mm-hmm. The first one. It's the first one. So.
Okay. Very good. All right. Now I will go to my next pick. The Mighty Thor 444.
Cut me, bro.
What? How dare you? By Tom DeFalco and friend of the show, Ron Friends.
This is Comics.
Okay, I see.
You're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Come on.
I'll allow it for the holidays.
Is Volstagg in it?
No.
Aw.
Because it's an Eric Masterson is Thor issue.
Okay.
Oh.
Because it's February 1992. Yes. How the Grunk Stole Christmas.
Oh, maybe I will like it. I don't know.
Yeah, well, Eric Masterson's walking home. He bought a present for his son, and then he sees some woman get mugged, so he changes to Thor and tries to find the criminal, but they disappear into the sewer.
Loving that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles advertisement there.
Yeah, buddy. So then, he goes to see his son and his ex-wife. It gives his son his present. Eric's kind of down because his apartment, of course, got trashed in a super villain fight. So,
as you do,
he's gonna have to move out at the end of the month. Doesn't know where he's gonna go. But so he's feeling down. So after he leaves, he changes back to Thor, and he's like, I'm gonna find this guy who, once again, is mugging someone else for their presents. But then gets shot with some eye beams, and then sees it's the Grunk.
Oh no, the Grunk. What is the Grunk? It's like a.
It looks like it's just like a big hulky. It looks like the Grinch just on steroids. I don't think they never really explain what he is.
Okay.
But yeah. So him and Eric fight, and then it spills over into a department store on Christmas Eve.
On Christmas Eve? Oh,
yeah,
no.
All these people are like, I can't leave. I still have presents to buy. And then we see Eric's friends helping to clean out his apartment, and a shadowy figure with some kind of round object on his back and a red glove says, I'm looking for Eric Masterson. Wonder who that could be. So meanwhile, Eric's still fighting the Grunk in the department store.
Nick St. Christopher?
Oh, yes. Until a dog comes and gets him. And the Grunk goes back to the sewer. Eric follows. They're fighting. And then Eric gets tackled by some homeless guys. But then he's like, all right, that's it. Enough's enough. But then he gets stopped by a little girl, Cindy Lou.
Oh, was she no more than 2?
I don't know. She doesn't say it. But yes, it was her dog. And like her and the homeless people are telling Eric, the group doesn't understand. He just wanted to, he protects us, and he wanted to give us all a nice Christmas. So, they're like,
oh, these are Morlocks. I got you now.
But just there's no powers. Yeah.
Well, there actually is a group of Morlocks who do not have powers.
Yeah. But yeah, just these homeless people. They're like, we'll return the gifts. They're just like, we didn't even open the gifts. Take the gifts back, but please don't take the grunk from us.
Aww.
Cindy Lou's like, please, Mister, please don't take the grunk from us. So,
but clearly the grunk does have powers, so he may be,
yeah,
he may be some kind of splinter faction from the powered versus the unpowered Morlocks.
And then, Eric leaves the grunk there. And then he goes to the hospital to visit his friend and personal assistant, Susan, who has been in a coma since she got caught in a Thor Loki fight. And then, it's a Christmas miracle. She woke from her coma.
Yay! With only partial brain damage.
Exactly. So then Eric leaves the hospital and he sees the figure that was looking for him was Captain America. Saying, yeah, I heard about what happened to your apartment. You can stay at Avengers Mansion if you need to.
That's nice.
But then he's like, he's asking, questioning him about the grunk business. He's like, it was a judgment call. I don't know if I would have agreed with it, but it's like, you have the potential to become one of the greatest Avengers. Shut up, Loaf. And then he goes back to his apartment thinking, he's glad he could stay at Avengers Mansion. He didn't know where he was going to stay at the end of the month. But then, look.
That's a necessity.
Yes. All his friends are there to throw him a party on Christmas Eve.
It's a wonderful life.
Including, you probably won't be able to see through this secret identity, his old buddy, Harry Cleese.
Harry Cleese?
Harry Cleese?
Oh, Hercules.
I guess you really can't see through it. Secret identity.
I can't see through anything. Okay. So let's get to what is the best Christmas book ever written. Actually, I'm sorry, the best holiday book ever written.
Okay, this is the final round. Final round.
Yes, because let's face it, it's not all about Christmas. It's not all about what you want, and quite frankly, sometimes you got to stab Santa with a katana. It's a misleading cover. Don't worry. So we open up, and this is what?
Which one is it?
Oh, sorry. This is the official Gwenpool holiday special. I'm sorry. This is the holiday special Merry Mix-Up #1 from.
So what was the other one?
Well, that was the Marvel holiday special from that year. This is which Gwenpool took over, and then the next year Gwenpool gets her own one.
Okay.
So it's a process. Anyway, so we open up. We have several stories, including one featuring Gwenpool, the Punisher, Spider-Man, Galactus, Fin Fang Foom, and of course, everybody's lovable uncle in the Trump administration, Red Skull. Yeah. So anyway, basically, as you can see, Galactus is in Manhattan. Gwenpool starts to freak out, and everyone's like, "Why would you?" Of course, Galactus is here. It's the holidays. Galactus always comes during the holidays because that's part of the tradition. And then they go through all of the different traditions, like Pantsgiving, which is where everyone gives everyone ridiculous hot pants to wear, and we all have to wear hot pants. Come off next. The smashing pinatas to find the secret chocolate scroll, and of course, what was it? Fishmas or the Feast of Fish, which commemorates the time during the Great Depression when Namor brought fish to starving people, and which is why we have the song. Last Christmas I gave you my fish, in the spirit of Namor who gave us his fish. But this year I'm saving my fish because you don't like my fish. My fish.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, no one does, except see, that's the thing is everyone. These are the holidays in the Marvel universe. You didn't know that? Okay,
yeah,
maybe something's wrong. And Gwenpool, not being from this universe, realizes, wait a minute, I was here last year I do know that we do have Christmas in this universe. Something's going on. And they actually make this point that there is this holiday. One of the holidays that comes into being is on the winter solstice. The walls between dimensions become thin, and time condenses. Death becomes but a state of being, and visitors from across all of reality make themselves known. So people come and visit, so dead relatives come and visit, but also you can be visited by your future self. And for Batroc, this is a very hard time because he had a true love who passed away, but now every year on the winter solstice, she revisits him, and he can never move on. But also within this, it's a possibility that Gwenpool could see her family again, because the walls between the dimensions become thin. So in this, she might be able to see her family. So that's the stakes of the issue. They also make the point that one of the songs tells you to it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Stay away from the North Pole. There's something awful in the ice, and it would not be nice to pay a deadly season's full toll. And that's where she knows she has to get to Christmas, because she knows that, like in our own universe, Santa Claus is a real person, and he is a being that that she can parlay with to find out what's going on. And we see that she's going to the North Pole with many weapons to defeat Santa, or whatever is holding Santa hostage, whatever needs to be done. Then we get I saw Spidey kissing Galactus, the bringer of gifts. And here we see, children sitting on Galactus's helper's lap, telling them what they would like. And of course, Galactus has all of his heralds who are there to guide his sleigh. He has 8 Silver Surfers, dragging Tatu, and yeah, we got a little cameo. Can't see it, but it's it looks like it's supposed to be like Ned Flanders and Maud Flanders about keeping the X in Christmas. Anyway, Fin Fang Foom shows up because it's the holiday season, so all of the superheroes have left New York to visit their relatives, and this is the perfect time to attack. But of course,
no rogues gallery truce here. I see.
No, not at all. These are Marvel villains, man. They don't care about your petty.
They don't
holiday.
take a day off.
I was going to say they're all petty.
Yes. Fin Fang Foom is defeated by Miles Morales, of course, but then MODOK, Red Skull, and Thanos show up because this was their plan. All 4 of them were going to attack. Why did they let poor Fin Fang Foom take the brunt of it? I don't know. Fin Fang Foom gets such a bad hand in this, but he gets a redemption later, so don't worry. But then, of course, who should show up because he truly believes in the spirit of the season? Why, it's Galactus, bringer of life. And he, of course, sends the 3 supervillains away to be with their families. Because what more cruel punishment is there on the holidays?
Burn?
And Galactus says that because Galactus, knows when you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake, because Miles was such a good boy. He sends him home, and when he gets interviewed because everyone thinks that he defeated the supervillains, not Galactus, and he says, no, Galactus is real, and everyone's like, oh, sure. But Galactus leaves him a bunch of toys, including new acid-proof webbing, because that was a thing in this story because of the acid breath, and Galactus's guide to good pals. Spider-Man, look, it's like the Gwenpool, or the Deadpool cards that Gwenpool has. Oh, no, that Squirrel Girl has. That's right. Anyway, other stories this week. We have the War on Pantsgiving, when everyone's wearing their short pants. This is, of course, Big Ronnie's big time of year. But, of course, people don't celebrate Pantsgiving as much anymore, sadly.
I think the pants come off next.
Yes, but Big Ronnie sells, Big Ronnie, for those who don't recall, is the costumer to the superheroes. So she sells a lot of hot pants. And this is like the one time of the year where she really sells a lot of hot pants to non-superheroes. So she's very mad. And it looks like she's going to burn down her store for the insurance money. But no, she casts a spell to bring about the greatest proponent of hot pants. Who is the greatest advocate for hot pants in the Marvel Universe, Phil?
Dazzler?
No. Tyler?
Oh, please.
Lilith? Fin Fang Foom!
Really?
Always wearing his purple hot pants.
Oh.
And he is demanding that people wear hot pants, which makes the Punisher mad. And because, it's not about buying hot pants. It's about the spirit of the season. And now he's going to beat up Fin Fang Foom. Fin Fang, I'm trying to think of like the last time Fin Fang Foom really was treated like a credible threat. And the whole point is that you're supposed to be bonding with your family members who buy you stupid gifts, and you wear them because you love them. And even the Punisher wears his hot pants at the end. So that's delightful. And this
wears short shorts?
Frank Castle wears short shorts. And now we have the Happy Hydra Days, I think is what it's called. Or,
oh my God.
Yeah, because in this episode, you see...
What was this, Christmas at the White House last year?
What has happened is all of the various splinter factions of Hydra have united under a single banner.
That's not good.
And he says "Hail," and of course he says "Hail Hydra," and the woman at the counter says "Hail Hatred" back at him, and he gets very mad because the rule that essentially not every terrorist organization hails Hydra. Some of us hail other things, like multi-headed griffins and whatnot. And he goes to the evil council who are in charge of the current iteration of this group, and they say, really, we have to respect all of the other members of our crew, including the IT guy, Jared, because Jared complained. Jared was the one who complained about everyone saying "Hail Hydra" when he himself does not hail Hydra. Leads to a whole thing. He gets visited. Of course, here he is captured. And he was very excited because they were about to conquer the entire eastern seaboard, which of course is the best seaboard, as you all know.
Oh, burn.
Yes. He's talking to Hawkeye, who has been captured in this, and puts him in it is a catapult, not a trebuchet, because it is using the resistance rather than a weighted thing. But he gets visited by the ghost of Hitler, who shows him the juice. It gets weird, man. Shows him that. Well, remember that again.
I think Charlie smoked a doobie for Christmas.
No. He gets visited by the ghost of Hitler to show him that it's not about, because this is when they were going to kidnap the Pope back in World War II. They were all excited, and they said, and then all of them said "Hail Hydra," and it was such a meaningful moment. But he's actually remembering it wrong. They didn't say "Hail Hydra." It was just what he was feeling in his heart. I'm that kind of freak. And then, of course, all the superheroes go and defeat Hydra, as they do, and that's it. Meanwhile, Gwenpool, she's off to the North Pole to deal with Santa Claus. There are crazed monsters out in the North Pole that looks like one of the Beholders or something, or possibly Shemagorath. And she's got her gun. She smashes in. There's Santa with an axe. But actually, it was because Santa was worried she was like one of the monsters from the North Pole to attack. As it turns out, the whole thing was that Santa just used his magic because he wanted a day off, and he knew that there was enough cosmic energy in the Marvel Universe that something would fill the void, and he wasn't going to be too worried about it, but that everything got screwed up because of this. So he knows he has to go back, be Santa Claus again, but also knows that if he does this, he says to Gwen, I understand one of the new traditions will let you see your family again. And she's like, I know, but the right thing is you have to go back and restore Christmas. And she does, and she has her Christmas with her found family, where, of course, they're singing the 12 Days of Christmas. They get to the Lords of Leaping, and that is what Bratrock does. 12 leaps for Christmas. And that's nice. And you see here he is. That's her and Santa in the sleigh. And then we have Deadpool do a little Halloween bit, which is fun. Yeah. Let's see what happens in this one again. He goes to the Deadpool costume contest thingy, which is hosted by Squirrel Girl, of course, and he figures he should automatically win, but
he doesn't know how cosplay contests work, apparently.
Exactly. So, and he's very, very upset. But then he realizes that Leather Boy is there, who is the killer of Monkey Joe, because he's out to kill Tippy Toe now. And once they realize that, they get into a fight, and then Rogue, I guess maybe Rogue and Deadpool were kind of a couple at that time. She takes him back, and
somebody get Gambit on the phone.
Yeah, it was a weird time. Anyway, but it ends nicely. I like it, and just in general, it was a good issue. Yeah, I like it. There's nothing I have to say bad about it. It was my favorite. It is to this day my favorite holiday issue of any book. So there we go.
All right, Tyler, you're up. Last one. What's the best?
Wow. So that was pretty.
Smoke this.
I'm gonna go. We're gonna go back, and this was a toughie. There was a great story that I thought about. That was written by Mr. Dan Jurgens. That involves Superman and answering letters. There's a great classic original Superman story written by Jerry Siegel, where Superman helps out Santa, teaches some kids about toys, and fights the greatest Superman villains ever that have not come back in modern comics. Just let me read you their names real quick. See how you guys appreciate this. Let me pull this up here from the depths of the past. Superman is taking on the wonderful Dr. Grouch and Mr. Meanie. These two definitely need to come back into play. But what I ended up choosing was one that just kind of shows, I think, a little bit more of the spirit of Christmas, of the holiday, just in general, the time of just about self-sacrificing your time, yourself, your energy, but then remembering the people you care about. And we go back to the Man in Red, the Flash.
Oh,
with Flash in Hope for the Holidays. This one starts, it's written by Joshua Williams' son, with Neil, I think Goog is the artist. This was part of the holiday sequel for the Rebirth collection. And it starts off where Barry is talking to Wally, and then we see that Rainbow Raider is attacking the airport. Barry runs and ends up stopping the Rainbow Raider, but then all these people are trapped at the airport. And Barry meets a little girl who's there on her school trip, who was visiting Central City, and she just asks him if he could take her presents to her parents for her. So her parents are home, missing her. She's a little girl right here. Can't get this whole backwards thing. And Barry gets an idea, and we see the parents here, missing their daughter, and then boom, there she is. The Flash decided to just run her home with the gifts, and then we see the Flash is taking everybody home. And at the very end, Wally, who's all by himself sitting here, Barry shows up with his gift for Wally of just spending time like they always used to do together. And we see that the gift the little girl had gotten her parents while visiting Central City was Flash sweaters. So it's just nice to see, the Flash is always giving up his time. And like we said earlier, just, back to the Flash was just an average guy. He's just a normal person who got, blessed with a gift that he keeps on giving with. And I just like the sentiment of, it's the holiday spirit, the hope that, and he goes on a ledge and he, does stuff for people. And my daughter is yelling.
Let's say, I don't want to move on if he's not done.
No, you're fine. You can go ahead. My daughter is cold, and I'm like, we're in the basement, kid. It's cold in the basement.
Christmas time. All right.
She's turning on our little faux fireplace heater that you can't see, but by her little Christmas tree back there. So, yeah.
All right. So, Lilith, you're up.
Okay, let's see. Let me scroll.
The final pick. Oh,
I am going to go with Marvel Holiday Special from 2005.
Ooh.
Come on, Robot Santa? Nobody?
I don't know
Nobody
if I
knows this one.
I know.
Yeah, it's like the Avengers Christmas party. Spider-Man has to come up with the plan. And then Captain America gives that speech about believing in something. Really?
Oh.
Really? Nobody? It's got Fantastic Four on the cover, guys. So
I don't think I've read it before.
Yeah,
What?
it's from 2005. It's really cool.
But I don't know if more like something I haven't read. That's easy, but something Phil hasn't read.
Sounds like a blank.
Charlie, it's got Fantastic Four on the cover. That's what it's like. Really? Nobody? Nothing?
I was going to say a Marvel issue, Charlie. Or
Got Captain America giving a speech? Come on, it's written for the two of you.
I might need to go change my underpants.
Whoa! There's a drop.
Yeah,
we definitely need that drop.
out of shock. I lost all sense of reality.
I forget who wrote it. Let me look.
I'm looking this up. Just okay, yeah.
It's Jeff Parker, Mike Carey, and Shannon Garrity were the writers, and then you have Mike Perkins, Roger Landridge, and Riley Brown doing the art.
Yeah, that's a nice cover. I'm looking it up now. Might have to read this.
Excellent holiday rotation book for sure.
Awesome. So that's it.
That's it. I do have Archie. I would say pick up Archie. Well, yeah, no, they have the Archie digital comics. My favorite one is Betty and Veronica Christmas Spectacular. I think it was from last year, but all their digital stuff is on sale right now, and all their holiday stuff is pretty good. The actual icon that I have, Archie Double Digest, it's only $6, and it's 20 stories, 20 to 22 stories.
Cool. Charlie,
some of them are a little salacious.
All right, so my pick.
Yeah.
All right, the one I thought for sure either Charlie or Lilith was going to put this on their list, but I guess not. All right, so from what year was this? 1991. Well, it's February 91 on the cover. The Incredible Hulk 378.
I for sure thought Charlie would have had that one.
I know. I thought Charlie would have stole this from me. Yeah, no.
When we pared it down, it was on my top 20 list, but when we pared it down to a shorter, manageable list.
So guys, let me explain something to you. I don't know issues very well.
Yeah, but
so I know that there are a lot of Christmas issues, but trying to find them on Marvel Unlimited isn't necessarily easy.
True.
It would have been great
if search Christmas or holiday.
I did, and it doesn't give you that as an option.
Your search function sucks. Fix it, Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, really, honestly, they should be here are our best holiday books since it's the holiday season. I could see that happening.
You know what's interesting, Charlie? You say that last year on DC Universe, they did have a tab of holiday books. And I was just kind of, when Phil said, hey, send links for your stories, I was flipping through my DC Universe here to see if I could find some. They don't have that tab, or at least it's not coming up on my app. I don't see it.
They're in transition, Tyler.
I know. But I mean, they're still adding stuff, that it's their
That's
last
not
month.
a good sign, boys.
You know,
Yeah.
it's their last month of being an actual thing, but you know, they didn't even do that to boost the comics that they want people to keep. So just throwing that out there that, yeah, it would be nice to have that as like it's the holiday. I mean,
That's why you guys should be using Comixology. That's all I'm saying. It's the superior comic book for the interwebs.
Auto.
does it have a subscription base? Like,
Yeah, and you get a discount if you have Amazon Prime, if I'm not mistaken. So, because Amazon owns it.
Okay.
I don't know
I
how
will
to
have to look
I'll
into
look
that.
into that.
And you get a lot of good Comixology first books as well, if you are a member of Comixology and Amazon. And I've discovered some really great books. So.
Not Spawn, by the way.
Nice.
No, not Spawn means this isn't sponsored by Comixology.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't saying don't read Spawn. Read Spawn.
No, we were
But
saying.
if Amazon wants to be our corporate overlord, they're more than welcome.
I was like,
I talk enough about it.
was there a Spawn Christmas that we missed out on? Like,
There wasn't.
I'm sure there
There
is.
was.
There was.
But it's not really that great.
Nah, I looked at it. I was like, nah, it's not gonna make my top picks. But I mean, no, Lilith and I were talking about it this morning. Spawn's still one of the only books that's still only $2.99.
$2.99. Yeah.
oh, can I just?
Hold in the line at $2.99.
I don't mean to like interrupt. I just forgot to mention because I can't find my book. I think Sayla took it, but one of my honorable mentions was Detective Comics, and I can't remember the number. Was it Sleigh Ride? It's the one written by Paul Dini where the Joker takes Tim Drake and is driving him around on Christmas.
Is it 820?
I had it, and then Sayla keeps messing with my stuff. So I just think that was a great one. That was like one of the first Christmas like comics I ever bought because I just picked it up off the shelf, and because I saw Paul Dini.
Detective Comics 826.
Okay, I still think that issue should be made into some sort of like Christmas special. Would be cool.
Somebody get Bruce Timm on the phone.
Yeah, please. Seriously.
But anyway, my number one pick.
Sorry, Philip.
I mean, it's just a. I mean, what's the plot? It's a flashback issue. It's Gray Hulk, Joe Fixit, our favorite for a disguised
The crowbar to Santa.
Rhino. No, it's Rhino. Come on.
Oh, Rhino is Santa in this?
Yeah, I'm sure you read this. Yeah, no.
I'm sure I did at the time.
Well, Rhino is, he's homeless because he can't get that stupid costume off. So he takes a job as a department. Well, first he's a street corner Santa, and then this department store makes him a department store Santa. But then guess who shows up at the mall? This was flashing back to the point where, this was actually published, Charlie, 378. It's the issue after Samson merges the personalities.
Okay.
But it's a flashback to when him, Rick, and Clay Quartermain were traveling the country in that van.
Yeah.
As you do apparently in Marvel.
They start with them all at Christmas time, and yeah, there's the Rhino as Santa. So.
But is the Rhino causing anyone problems here?
Great having you, Tyler. Thank you for joining us.
No, I heard a big thud. I hear some crying, and
okay, yeah.
Oh no.
So,
you don't have to tell us that. If there's a thud, you should go. That's a child.
Yeah, exactly.
But she's
kids
okay.
bounce. Remember that, Charlie.
Like Bumble.
Yeah, I do know they do bounce. Yes, trust me. I've bounced mine more than once. So.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
But I mean, some of the kids get lippy, and then the Rhino starts throwing kids in the air. So
you're getting cold for Christmas.
Because Joe catches the one kid, and it's like, "Who are you?" The spirit of fractures yet to come. It's Joe.
Oh my!
And again, Peter David.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just, you know how Rhino is probably my second favorite villain after Otto.
Oh, so misused though.
Because he's just such a sad sack, and I just want him to have a good day. That's the problem with Rhino. It just, my favorite comic book story, bar none, is probably Flowers for Rhino. So that, that is just, and that's what made me fall in love with Rhino, because it was like, oh yeah, that's who this character is. But yeah. So did I lose everyone?
No, I'm here.
We're still here.
Okay, because everyone went
he
to.
heard a thud.
No, No, just talking to my wife. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Oh, but I was going to say, does anyone else?
Can it be much longer, Phil?
No, we're almost done. No, I was going to say. Honorable mentions. I was going to mention. My honorable mention was Captain America 292. Cap versus Black Crow. Again, another friend of the show, written by J.M. DeMatteis, and this is the one. It takes place on Christmas Eve. Steve Rogers
We're
and
the Black Widow.
yes, but Steve Rogers and Bernie Rosenthal get engaged in this issue.
Oh, good old Bernie.
Nice.
On Christmas Eve.
Oh, well, she's Jewish, so there's no
Doesn't matter. They're
significance
just
for
gonna
her.
have time.
Doesn't matter.
Anyway, yeah. I mean, there actually are. I mean, my honorable mentions would probably go to anything Fred Hembeck did. Who is a creator? It's not giving me him when I go into creators. Like, give me Fred Hembeck books. They're not giving me Fred Hembeck books. So,
The shade.
Oh yeah, and man, that they don't have the official handbook to the Marvel Universe on the Marvel Unlimited app really annoys me.
Write to them.
I will.
Send in a letter to the bullpen.
I will, but yeah, no, I remember there's so many. Fred Hembeck, he is always great for any kind of holiday, and just for if you ever get the chance to read any book by Fred Hembeck, especially when he writes and draws, because that's really the best ones. Just pick it up; it'll warm your heart, because he always does. He always warms
warm
my
the
heart.
cockles of your heart.
That's who we need an interview with, Fred Hembeck.
There you go. All right. Any honorable mentions, Little Hellfire?
Just pick up some Archie Holiday Digest. Like I said, it's the digital app is really awesome. It's one of the best digital apps out there. Archie's is so, and they're pretty cheap. Like I said, $6 for like 20 stories, classic stories, new stories. A lot of it is Betty and Veronica without Archie. So if that's your thing, there you go.
And like I said, I'll put links to all these issues in the show notes. So if anyone's interested,
Good luck finding them for DC.
they're not on DC Universe, or
I don't think so.
I'm
These
sure.
are ones I had lying around.
I was gonna say, if nothing else, maybe Comixology or somebody.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anything else, kids, for the holidays?
Nope. Just hope everybody stays happy, safe, and warm. And for the
inside.
love of God, stay in the house so I can drink by St. Patty's Day.
Oh, she's gonna drink. She just wants to drink in public for St. Patrick's.
Yeah, exactly. The dogs are
we
going to
all
have an
roll.
intervention any day now at this point.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for staying with us this year. Next week, we already recorded it. We're gonna do. It's gonna be our Austin Powers review to end the year with our friends. Another big round.
Yeah, baby. Prerequisite.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, baby.
And I believe we agree? I mean, a little grudgingly, our first episode of 2021 will be our Wonder Woman 1984 review.
Yeah, which you can watch on Christmas Day. So, in the safety of your home, finally. Thank you.
HBO Max.
And you can go to the movies if your movie theater is open, if you feel safe.
But yes,
So, there's the choice.
HBO Max will have it same day.
So, if you didn't get an HBO Max subscription, now is the time. If your free subscription is still going, good for you.
Oh, did you see they stopped the offering the free trial?
Exactly. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Was
Well,
Warner's behind this the whole time?
Oh,
Oh,
what?
no.
What, Cody?
Yeah. We'll have to look into that.
Well, probably if it was, it probably wasn't supposed to be as bad, but Warner. All right. So should we get out of here? Should we get back up the chimney and get out of here?
Yes, let's
Yes.
do it.
Let's lay our fingers aside of our nose and give a nod. And up the chimney we'll go.
All right, everyone. So yes, next week we are pre-recorded Austin Powers special, but then yes, come back in January, first week in January, and join us for our Wonder Woman 1984 review. Hey, you watch it on Christmas Day, send your thoughts, let us know. We'll read them during our review. So email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow Comic Capers on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can find links to the merchandise, links to the YouTube. Go subscribe to the channel. You can watch this video. Links to merch, links to everything. Links to the Patreon. Big things coming in January. The Nobody Tell
That's
Rob.
what she said.
The Nobody Tell Rob channel. Hey, that's Little Hellfire's. But anyway, yeah. So find links to everything all in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And remember to support our sponsors. Hey, especially it's Christmas time. Find yourself some good gifts at
And we have a gift guide for you nerds in your life.
I'd say most of the shows on Southgate Media Group have a episode gift guide. So please, go check all those out. But especially, Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks have gift guides.
And there are 12 days of Christmas, so there's still time.
That's right.
You can just tell them, no, I'm waiting to give you my gift on Epiphany, because that's the traditional day to give gifts. I'm sorry you didn't know that. And so, yes, that's why I didn't get you something, because I'm just waiting for the 12th day of Christmas when the three kings arrive to bring gifts like gold and Frankenberry.
Oh, man. You know he wore that just to make that joke. You knew he was waiting.
Of course.
But, yes, this will hit the pod. This episode will hit the podcast the Monday before Christmas. So, hey, you only got a few days left. So, looking for some gift, go check out our gift guides. Go buy your special person, the gift of
Some
tweet
headphones,
audio.
maybe?
Yes, tweet audio.
Maybe an escape room in a box?
Oh, yes.
Like hunterkiller.com. They can use the coupon code Southgate when they get there at both sites. And it's the same coupon, and they get discounts at both sites. So, like, whenever can you reuse a coupon? It's great.
Never. That's right. So, yes, use the code Southgate for tweaked audio or Hunter-Killer. Again, Hunter-Killer, fun for the whole family.
And don't forget to make Rob happy and pick up How Life the book.
Yes.
Hey, those are good gifts also.
Digital and paperback if you like the feel of tangible media. And
Give
Get a Kindle Paperwhite.
Give the gift of my words.
And coming someday, the audiobook.
That's right.
Rob's gonna fire us, guys.
Recorded to me if necessary. I will read the book.
Rob is going to finish that audiobook and just shove it up Charlie Esser's chimney. Now he's just going to finish it on spite. But yes, so you can find all of that when you do all your holiday shoppings. Like I said, this is going to drop a few days before Christmas. So hurry up and get on Amazon. And when you do, use the link for Southgate Media Group right down there in the show notes. Help us support this show, the network, and that jolly, jolly man, Rob, Master Doom Southgate.
Make it
Smash it.
Says Master 2. What did you say?
I was going to say it's Christmas.
Please kick me in the pants.
I should just do all the jobs.
Please kick me in the pants.
Nah,
Nice mustache, Charlie. Mark my
Thank
words.
Thank you, certainly.
I get so much right.
Little Hellfire.
All right. If you nerds want to hang out with me in the new year, find me on Twitter at Lil Hellfire, live tweeting what's left of the Arrowverse. And on Instagram, if you like smoothies and puppies, check out Lil Hellfire 86. And if you're in it for the memes, Lil Hellfire 69, both on Instagram and TikTok. Whoa! Whoa, in the chimney. Okay.
Bye, Felicia.
All right, Charlie Esser.
Well, if they'd like to write to me in the old-fashioned email, whether our Maz and Paz once did, do so at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, at gmail.com. Of course, follow me on the Twitter as I live tweet what's left of DuckTales. A woohoo. So sad, canceled. This is the last season, they tell us. Although...
Yeah, Lil, if you didn't know that?
No.
It is possible the Disney Afternoon Universe may
Is
still
alive.
continue. Yes,
Darkwing Duck coming. Mark my words.
I'm hoping so.
Maybe
but you can follow me as we talk about it at Charlie Esser. That's CHARLIE. Yes, SCR. Look for the two E's in the middle.
For quality. Bing.
Thank you, Maz.
All right. For putting something on at 7:00, to be honest.
Oh my.
Oh, I have an excellent idea for the Patreon, by the way. It's called Porn Stars or People Too.
Oh, all right. I was gonna say tell us afterwards, but all right, yeah.
Just to entice you to join the Patreon.
Interest has been piqued, huh?
So do I have to be topless, or do I get to be topless?
Oh, look, you don't want to be either way. All right.
Tank tops for everyone.
All right, but for the holiday season, we have been your capes.
Ampersand.
Lunatics.
Again, Austin Powers next week, followed by Wonder Woman in January.
Yay!
I have to rewatch it. Ugh.
And any big news that breaks, because this is pre-recorded, check out Super Connectivity the last 2 weeks of December.